Hey everyone, welcome to the 2023 Dialed MTB Trail Bike Shootout. I'm super stoked about this, so let's talk about it. The trail category for this test is 130 millimeters of rear travel up to 152 millimeters of rear travel. The max on the fork is gonna be 160. The lowest on the test is 140, so it's a pretty close to that 20 millimeter range between all the bikes. And what's really cool about this video is it's gonna be done differently than I think any other shootout that's been out there. So there's gonna be 6 bikes. There's gonna be 3 videos, 2 bikes per video, and each video within each 2 bikes is gonna have 1 winner. So we're literally just gonna break it down right away, each video saying, yep, this bike's better than that one, boom. That's how it's gonna be, and there's been no payment or anything for any of these bikes. Actually, 4 of them are mine, and then 2 of them it was nice enough that some manufacturers sent them to me to test. So super stoked. And now let's just get into it and check out these bikes. All right, now that I got my drink, I'm ready to talk about all these bikes. So first off, we're gonna go further into detail about each one of these bikes within its own video. So if you wanna know more about them, check out those. But let's introduce the first bike, which is the Santa Cruz Hightower. This is the V3, and it's 145 millimeters of rear travel, 150 up front. This specific one was based off the X01 build, which it does retail for $71.99. It's on sale for that right now, but that price could change anytime. But yeah, so super cool bike, rad bike. It's a 2023, and let's move on to what it's gonna be going up against. So that is going to be the brand new Transition Smuggler. So this is 2023 carbon. This is once again, this is a frame up build, but it's very similar, I'd say, to what the XO Axis build is, which retails for $84.99. Obviously it's got some different suspension on it, but the same suspension as the Hightower, so I thought that would be a really good comparison. This bike is set at 130 millimeters of travel in the back and 140 up front, but this bike is okay to go to the 140 and 150. So it's a super versatile bike that can be very, very similar, almost identical to the Hightower. So pretty dang rad. Now let's move on to the next head-to-head comparison video. So first up is gonna be this WeAre1 Arrival. Super stoked on this bike. This is gonna be the longest rear travel in test at 152 millimeters of rear travel and 160 up front. All right, and then this bike is $91.99. The prices, once again, all prices might change anytime because prices are changing so much right now. But we're gonna talk more about the build on this thing in its own video, so check it out. And let's see what this thing's gonna be going up against. So this one's gonna be going up against the 2023 Ibis Ripmo. This is the V2 carbon, and this is the X01 build with, in my opinion, the better brakes, which is not Coda RCs, but that's different discussion for another day. But this one retails for $72.99. Once again, all these prices can change anytime, so don't take that for this video, because by the time this video comes out, every single one of these bikes will be a different price. But this bike is 147 millimeters of travel in the rear and 160 up front. And it's kind of weird, a bunch of these bikes are such goofy numbers. Half the bikes don't have a normal number. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the next bike that's gonna be in the next head-to-head comparison. So this is the SCOR 4060 ST. Did you get that? All right, cool. So this bike is the GX build. So they just have 2 builds, the NX and the GX. The GX has the nicer suspension and brakes, and the GX drivetrain, obviously. And then it retails for $71.99. It's gone up in price quite a bit. Hopefully it'll come back down, but who knows? Once again, prices are crazy right now. So this bike is 140 millimeters of travel in the back and 150 millimeters of travel up front. All right, now that we know all about this SCOR 4060 ST, let's see what's gonna be going head to head against it in the video. So, which is going to be the Pivot Switchblade. This bike is 142 millimeters of rear travel, 160 millimeters of front travel, and I think it's gonna be a super good comparison against this bike. So super stoked about that. And with that, I do wanna say thank you to both SCOR and Pivot. They sent me these bikes to test, unpaid, but they sent them for me to do on this shootout, which is super cool of them, and I really appreciate them and wanted to say thank you to both of them. All right, so the way that the videos are gonna roll out are gonna be 2 videos per week, and like I said, each video is gonna have 2 bikes in it, head-to-head comparison, winner of each. And with winners comes losers. So after those 3 videos come out with each of those 6 bikes in them, there's gonna be a winners video, talk about all the winners, and then a losers video, and then we'll talk about all the losers. And what's gonna be really interesting is the losers video, I might talk about how some of those losers are actually better than, I mean, the best loser could actually be second best in the entire shootout technically. So it's gonna be really interesting to talk about it, ride all these bikes head to head, and just dig into them all and just talk about it all with you guys. So super stoked about that. All right, and then at the end, obviously we're gonna have a conclusion video. So that video is going to have a 1 through 10 rating for each bike in 4 categories. So the 4 categories are going to be, first off, climbing. How well does it climb for this travel category? Not compared to an enduro bike or to an XC bike. And then descending, 1 through 10 for descending, and then there's gonna be a 1 through 10 category for fun factor. So super stoked about that one. Actually, I'm kind of most stoked about that one because to me, I just wanna have fun out there. And then obviously you couldn't have a shootout without talking about value. So then there's gonna be a 1 through 10 rating for each bike on value. And hopefully by the time we shoot that, if any prices have changed or just kind of stayed the same, then I'll know that the prices are actually going to hopefully stay the same through 2023. So super stoked about that. And with that, like and subscribe to make sure you follow along for this entire video series. Comment down below with guesses on which bikes are going to win each category and all of that, or which bike's gonna be the best out of them all, or which bike's gonna be the worst out of them all. Talk about it, tell me, let me know in the comments down below, and obviously get out and ride.